Hey, Shalom Akim, Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Barakatam, Bashim, Kakadash, the honors and salutations, elders and apostles, Grammys doing real well, to the Akim Akwat, try the falcons of the earth, holding on to the testimony of the Lord of Mashiach, Yahushai, in sincerity and in truth. Yeah, man, because, what else can we say? When the elites are upset with the truth getting out, and they have to ask for preferential treatment to get their agenda out there because, man, they can't take it, man. They're upset, they're angry, and they're desperate, to have their lies propagated, into the minds of the people. All right, and they will go to every limit possible within their reach to do so. All right. So whatever preferential treatment they get from these tech organizations, it's just part of prophecy. All right. So I'm just gonna get a quick precept, man, because when the facts are coming out about the C19, you know, they were just shutting down channels, blacklisting channels, left and right, you know, taking people's so-called livelihood away from them because their uh, their truth is not fitting well with the agenda that the elite want the people to latch onto. All right, so they demonetize a lot of channels. That's what they do. When they cannot compete with facts, they have to rely on these companies to demonetize. And that's how a lot of channels just went into the ground, man. People just lost their revenue. So it's part of prophecy. These things have to happen. And you just got to read what the scripture says, man. All right. So, Sirach chapter 11, verse 21 says, Marvel not at the work of sinners, but trust in the Lord, and abide in thy labor. For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich. Okay? So you just have to acknowledge that what the Lord has set before us is critical information that cannot be overturned, all right? Despite the abilities of these tech companies to do the biddings of the super elites to strike brothers' channels and flag videos for content and all that stuff. So you just have to accept the enmity, all right? Accept the animosity, and you just move on, man. You have to learn to live with it till the Lord Amashak Yahushai, squashes all his enemies. All right. So you just have to learn that this world that we're living in is not for righteousness, man. It's all about having the will of the elite, bashed into the heads of the people. Okay. So another precept will be from the book of Sirach, chapter 13, verse 23. It says, When the rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look what he saith. All right? So that's exactly what they want the people, to focus on focus on admiring, focus on worshiping the super elites when they speak, when they have all their so-called pundits on these news channels just running their mouth. They want you to, be excited just to hear what they got to say, you know. But when you have folks with opposing views that are point and they have the facts, hey, they can't stand it, because when you see people that are so addicted to attention, they want to live in secrecy so bad, but when you don't, you don't want to entertain their lies. You want to deal with the facts. They get upset. Why don't you just, stay your ass, in the corner, remain quiet and let the facts speak. But they're upset. They don't want you paying attention to them, but they want you to hear the words that they speak. So it just shows you how backwards these super elites are, man. It just shows you that their wisdom is falling apart, and they're just puppets of the Lord. All right. And then it says, I read it one more time. It's chapter 13, verse 23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look what he said. They extol it to the clouds. But if a poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. And that's exactly what these media agencies are about. The ones that are owned by the elites and the ones that are feeding off their crumbs. Their job is to twist people's words and misrepresent facts. Okay, so when you have all the shutting down of channels that bring forth the truth, it just makes you wonder what's so bad about about having a conversation about facts, about truth, about what can be replicated. You just interfering with the public forum. So that's just how hilarious things have gotten. And now they want to push for war. So what do you expect them to do? They have to shut down the public forum, and they have to bring out the sword because they're losing their grip on the free thinking avenues of the people. Because ideas are powerful, man. Imagine preaching the gospel out there in the highways and byways, telling our people that they're Israelites. Speaking, speaking, speaking into the ears of our people the words of prophecy. Can you imagine what that does to super elites? Can you imagine what that does? Can you imagine the number of brothers on the so-called terrorist watch list because they're preaching the gospel, bringing out facts after facts? Hey, this is beautiful, man, And this is what I need to read from the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, facts, all right, which I will put in their mouth, saith the Lord, okay, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. So when you speak the truth, you become an enemy, to the purveyors of lies. All right. So that's the point that I came, all these expert this, expert that. That's just a distraction. When you see the truth and you check it out, you check out the sources, you have the people rooting for the truth. Hey, nothing can change the course of truth. For truth's sake. That's why we preach this gospel. And the Lord did not build his ministry on a lie. He didn't build it on falsehood. He built it on sincerity and truth, just like when you read John chapter 4, verse 24. That's one of my favorite precepts. It's like you wake up remembering this and you go to sleep after a hard day's work remembering this. It says, Yahweh Hashem Shai is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. And that's all it is. It's not complicated. So remember, man, when you're dealing with truth, you're gonna have adversity. But hey, there is no adversity that can overthrow the truth, because hey, the Lord has said his words shall, endure to all generation. So that's upon the Akim Abaratazar, you've been edified, and hey, just keep on trucking in this truth, man. This is the only commodity that can get us to the other side. The words of the Lord, Amashaki Awashai, in sincerity and truth. Shalom.